We're doing the opposite. We're going back to February-like temperatures, and it has been a rough transition the last couple days.
Unfortunately, it's always a rough transition to go from spring weather in February back to what February probably should be like. I wanted to touch on where that tornado touched down in Bloomington and show you the damage reports coming in. And of course, we've got our reporters, Marina Silva and Achaka, out there as well. I want to start it off with the warnings from the National Weather Service. Yellow, severe thunderstorm warnings, the green, flash flood warnings, but the red were the tornado warnings. Now, not every tornado warning necessarily had a tornado, but the rotation was tight enough to activate the warning. However, notice there's kind of this string starting from Illinois coming right into Indiana. Same supercell was able to drop multiple tornadoes. We think it picked up at times, then would drop another one. So when we're looking at some of the data, we noticed a debris ball there just by the Monroe County Airport. This is that blue color. Debris ball, we were seeing debris go up 12,000 feet above our heads. So a fairly decent tornado, strong tornado. But once it crossed I-69, the debris ball went away, which would mean either the tornadoes weakened significantly fast or lifted up. These are the potential tornado tracks we have so far this morning. Notice how they're in line with one another. Same storm had a tornado as it was crossing the Wabash into Sullivan County and we think western Greene County, but we had some damage in the Paxton area. And then there could still be a fill-in here. We just don't know. A lot of this is some rural terrain and wooded terrain, so it gets tough. But the National Weather Service will be taking the next couple days to survey this line, and maybe it touched down again in Brown or Bartholomew. It's hard to still tell right now this morning, and we're still getting reports this morning because it happened once darkness fell. Here are the damage reports we have around Bloomington. Here's the campus of IU. Here is I-69. Most of the reports west of I-69, starting with potential damage there at one of the hangars at the county airport, and then the Monroe County Humane Association. We had Stonechase, one of the communities there on the west side just by State Road 48. And then you get into Highland Village and Menards and the Fifth Third Bank. We had damage in that commercial district. And then I don't have too many reports after that, but look where this thing was heading. It was heading right towards the campus of IU. A lot of families were saying some prayers last night for their kids as they were in the basements, but it seems like it lifted back up. We still have 1,500 power outages in Bloomington this morning. So it still touched down, but at least it was able to pick back up before it really continued throughout the rest of the town. Now we have our own different alert this morning. We have a wind advisory as colder air is rushing into Indiana. We're talking about gusts over 40 miles per hour throughout the day as this cold front's blasting on through. Another round of clouds and even snow flurries trying to make their way towards Indiana. I think we'll get the clouds. Northern Indiana, mainly the flurries, but temperatures are dropping. We're now in the 40s in Indianapolis, feeling like 42. Feels like it's near freezing right now in West Lafayette. Today, it is going to be a chilly day, and temperatures will stay in the 40s, I think, throughout much of the daylight hours, never feeling like the 40s throughout the daylight hours because of the wind. It'll feel like the 30s. It's going to be a raw Friday, and it's going to be colder this weekend with some snow showers, potentially with slick spots coming up on Sunday. No slick spots out there this morning as you are headed out the door, but you may see some extra kind of twigs or branches on some roads this morning because we were focusing really on the tornadoes, but we also had a lot of wind and hail reports across the state. But right now we've been looking at some construction reports. They've been doing some mobile operations where they kind of do some patchwork and move on, put some cones out, then remove them. I-69, it looks like they've mainly picked them back up there by MLK on the northwest side, but you still have some extra cones on 65 by Keystone, headed north and south, but traffic's still moving fine. We'll be right back.